Here are today's top news stories and why they matter. Guineans are this Sunday voting for a new constitution that would permit junta leader Mamady Doumbouya to run for president. The streets of Conakry were flooded with supporters of the junta leader who seized power in a 2021 coup. Concerningly absent from the campaign were opposition parties, many of which have been suspended or silenced, leaving the political landscape heavily skewed in favor of the ruling military regime. Why does this matter? Guinea's referendum is more than a local vote. It reflects shifting power dynamics across West Africa. The draft constitution lifts bans on junta members running for office and expands presidential powers, raising concerns that legal reforms are being used to entrench military rule. For democracies like Ghana, it raises questions about regional stability, ECOWAS's role, and the future of civilian governance in a region increasingly dominated by juntas. 11 West African nationals deported from the US have filed a lawsuit against the Ghanaian government, alleging unlawful detention at a military camp near Accra. The group, which includes citizens from Nigeria, the Gambia, Liberia, and Togo, arrived in Ghana aboard a US military aircraft under a bilateral agreement. DW's Eric Mawena tells us what we need to know in this development.
The ECOWAS nationals have filed legal action at the Human Rights Division of the High Court in Accra against the government of Ghana, seeking to prevent their deportation. Critics say the government bypassed constitutional requirements by failing to seek parliamentary approval for the agreement. The detainees' continued confinement at the military camp, reportedly under poor conditions, has sparked outrage among human rights advocates. For citizens, this development is an unnecessary burden.
I think that we should be more careful, like taking certain decisions in this country. Even though we are all Africans, sometimes we should be very, very careful.
I feel very bad and hurt because we being good to others and they are rather retaliating with evil. So I feel very bad about that.
When they came, you should have immediately sent them to their countries. Why do you go and keep them under a military guidance or whatever to deny them their freedom? So they can, for me, if I'm in their shoe, I may do the same.
And finally, African leaders are heading to New York for the 80th United Nations General Assembly, where global challenges like climate change, peace, and development will dominate the agenda. With the UN undergoing reforms, African countries are pushing for fair representation and sustainable financing for development. Last year's summit saw bold commitments to reform the Security Council and increase African representation, but little progress has been made. So what's on the table at UNGA 80?
The suffering of the Sudanese people is horrible. So I think it's time for the Security Council to be able to take, with the agreement of all the key powers, very tough measures on Sudan, to make those Sudanese parties understand that what they are doing is a crime against their own people.
And that's all we had time for today. Don't forget to leave a comment, share, like, and subscribe to our channel DW Africa. I'm Lucy Riley.